Welcome to today's fantastic webinar session. My name is Treasure Akiopo, and I'm going to be leading the conversation today. We're going to be having a very interactive session. We're also going to be showcasing a particular project. So if you are a data analyst, if you are a data enthusiast, if you're a tech enthusiast, today's session would be very, very, very important for you. Okay? So just please so that you can confirm that you can clearly hear me. If you can hear me, please go ahead to give me a thumbs up. If you can hear me loud and clear, give me a thumbs up so I know that you can hear me. Can anyone hear me? Okay. Eneze gave me a thumbs up. Guys, are we sleeping? It's still too early to be in bed. Albert gave me a thumbs up. Samuel. All right, all right, all right. It's fantastic to see that, we have a lot of people joining the session. So I'm just going to go ahead to kickstart. But before we do that, introductions are very much in order. So I get to know who you are, who is on the call, and I also get to introduce myself. Okay, so let's start from myself. Like I mentioned earlier, my name is Treasure Akiopo. I am team lead at Analytics Business, and we're going to be having a fantastic session end to end today. I'm basically living in Lagos, Nigeria, but I also want to know where each and everyone on this call is joining us from. So if it's not too much trouble, just go into the chat, put in your name and where you're joining us from. Okay, so let's have it. I want to know where each and everyone is joining this call from. So, okay, we have. Hey, someone said they couldn't hear me. Mohammed, if you can't hear me, all you need to do is drop off and, join back. It could probably be a network issue, but I think, I am good now. Okay, so we have Samuel from Lagos. Nice to meet you, Samuel. We also have Deji from Akure, Dankat from Kaduna. I'm still seeing a lot more people, so please let's go ahead to respond. It's going to be a very interactive session, so I need you to walk alongside me to be able to get responses as soon as possible. So please let's just go ahead to respond. Respond. I only got 3 responses so far. Okay, Albert from PH. And then we have Michael joining us from Kenaland, Otta. We have Victor from Delta. Okay, fantastic. It is a pleasure to meet each and every one of you. Thank you for taking out time to join today's session. You could have been anywhere, but you decided to be in today's session. So thank you so much. We also have Henny Blees from Lagos. Welcome, Henny. Thank you so much for joining today's session. All right, so without further ado, let's go into the session proper and we can kick off as soon as possible. So please, let's go ahead. So I'm just going to go ahead to share my screen so we can get started. So let's have it. Let's have it. 1 second, everyone. Okay, let me share that. Okay, so please confirm you can see my screen so we can get started in today's class. Please confirm you can see my screen, everyone. All I need is a thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, just so that I know that you can see my screen. Okay? Can you see my screen? All right, fantastic. Okay, good, 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 good. So, thank you so much, everyone, for the responses so far. So moving into the program and what we're looking to do today, we're going to be talking about a practical live demo session where we're going to be showing you what one of our particular students was able to do end to end. And after that, we're also going to be having further conversations on how you can make use of AI in your day-to-day activities. Okay, so To kickstart, this is a practical demo session and it's going to show what one particular learner in the program was able to create, to be able to analyze data sets, to be able to generate insights at the end of the day using artificial intelligence. Okay, this will be very, very helpful because data is not just for one particular industry, it is for all industries. Whether you are in the finance sector, whether you are a doctor, whether you are a lawyer, you have data, you have customer data, you have financial data that you're working with. And it's always good that you're able to analyze your data end to end. You're able to generate results, able to generate insight. And at the end of the day, you're able to make a decision. So your decision is not just based off wishful thinking, it is actually based off proper information and proper data going into it. And this is what we're going to focus on end to end in today's session. Okay, so let's get into it. So if this is the first time that you've heard about Tenalytics business, this is the first time that you've come across us, please go ahead to give me a thumbs up so that I know that this is the first time. No, let's not do thumbs up. Put a 1 in the chat. If this is the first time that you're hearing about Tenalytics business, please go ahead to put a 1 in the chat so that I know this is your first time. If this is the first time you're hearing about Tenalytics business, put a 1 in the chat. It's first time you're hearing about Tenalytics business, please put a 1 in the chat. Let's have it. Let's have it. Okay. 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 All right, all right, all right, all right. So we have a lot of newcomers in the house. Thank you so much for joining in today's session. So Tandy, this is our first time. Very much welcome to the program or today's master class. We have Chinwe, we have Patrick, we have Joash, Bolari. So everybody here is a newcomer. Thank you so much for taking our time to come into today's session. You would absolutely not regret being part of this session today. So just so that we can give you a bit of insight into who is, what this organization is all about and why we're even having a conversation in regards to artificial intelligence. Okay. So Tenalytics business is majorly the business arm of Tenalytics. And one of the major things that we're looking at is, how can we help you upskill as a professional, whether it's an organization, how you're looking to improve your staff productivity level, or you are just an individual that is very passionate about professional growth. How can you improve on this end to end to ensure that you're able to reach a desired goal? So your desired goal can be a number of things. It could be you getting a level of promotion, you being able to understand how you can use AI to improve your skills end to end. It could be you looking to transfer out of your current industry into a new industry, or basically just looking to, network with different professionals. So whatever your goal is as a professional, we are here to support you to ensure that you have the necessary skill set. So we are very, very big on skills, not just certification. We're big on skills as a company. So how can you have the skill to take you to the next level? And that is what we're going to be focusing end to end in this particular conversation, because we're going to be showing you a past student who had gone through the process end to end, how he was able to, derive or analyze his data using Julius AI. That's the AI tool we're going to be talking about today, and how he was able to generate a report. So this is what we look at, and this is what we generate or give us so much joy as individuals, helping individuals transition. So if you go through our YouTube page, whether Tenalytics business, we've helped over 2,000 individuals transition from the classroom to getting their first job in tech. And then we're majorly focusing on in-demand, high-quality courses. So it's not just picking courses at a random and saying, let's take data analytics, or let's take content creation as a course. It has to have value to the people that we're presenting it to. And that is why we are very big on high top quality courses. And it is majorly looking at, oh, how can we improve learning and development, especially in such a very incredibly fast-paced environment. Okay. So if you're working in whatever industry, the need to get things done as soon as possible is why AI is even is why AI we're having conversations about AI. How can you be effective? How can you get to your goal with minimal stress? And this is what we're going to be talking about end to end in today's conversation. Okay, so let's take it a step further. So next off, we have the next slide. So for the next slide, it is basically okay. 1 second. All right, let's do this. Let me reshare. Okay, guys, 1 second. Let me resolve this before I share my screen again. Okay. All right. That is sorted. Okay, so who is having this conversation with you today? My name is Treasure Akyoko. I am the consulting and partnership lead at Tenalytics and Tenalytics Business. I have over half a decade of experience cutting across edtech, cutting across social impact, different industries. So I've worked with organizations here in Nigeria and across the globe, whether in the US, UK, Canada, and even Europe. My major focus is helping individuals get started in tech, and we've hosted hackathons all over the world, whether it's in major aspects of Europe, like Netherlands, like Spain, and so on and so forth. I've also, helped lead the team in getting proper partnerships with top organizations across Nigeria, and also help with different CSR opportunities across the globe. I'm going to be leading the conversation before I bring up our students that will be discussing end to end the project he was able to create at the end of the day. Okay, so that's a little bit about me. Let's move into what today's session is going to be all about. Okay, so for today's session, what we are looking to achieve are three major things. The first thing is, how can a student apply AI to solve a real world problem? Because one of the major things that I've noticed is that there's a lot of conversation around artificial intelligence. Oh, get started in artificial intelligence. Oh, artificial intelligence will be able to help you do this, this, and this. But in the real world sense, what can I use AI to do? How can it solve my problem as a business owner, as a doctor, as a lawyer? What do I need AI for? Why do I even need to get the skill set? So we're going to focus on that during this particular session. The next thing is, oh, how can you create an end-to-end process using AI projects from start to finish? And the main concept we're looking at today is in the data analytics aspect. Okay, so you have a particular AI tool. I have a very large, messy data set, with missing values and so on and so forth. It's over 100 or 10,000 or 40,000 rows and columns. I need to analyze it. I have a meeting in the next 1 hour. I need to be able to analyze my data and be able to generate a report. In that scenario, what do I do? Or how does AI come into play? What if it's even not on a very short time frame? You have a long time frame to prepare your documents, but the data set is quite long and messy. Do I need to spend hours and hours to be able to look at the data to be able to get my response? Or what is the necessary step that I can take? Or how can AI help me? And that is another thing we'll be focusing on end to end in today's program. And then finally, we're going to understand how Tenalytics Business is going to help you get the necessary skill to kickstart and grow an AI career. So this AI career can either be within your industry, or it can be, transitioning out of your industry, as the case may be. And this is what we're looking at doing end to end in today's program. Okay, so moving on. As an individual, as a professional, now I want to move into something a bit more interesting. Can you mention the different AI tool that you are familiar with? Please let's go ahead to the chat section to mention what AI tool are you familiar with? Let's have it. Let's have it. I want to know the AI tool that you are familiar with, just so that I know everyone is still on this call. Okay. Joseph says Copilot. Okay. Oluwaseun ChatGPT. Okay. Sandy, Gemini. Is everybody just familiar with one tool? Because I'm getting one response. Sandy says Copilot. Okay. Claude, Gemini, ChatGPT. Okay. Let's have it. Let's have it. DeepSeek, Notion. Okay. Is that all? We're over 38 on this call. Okay, Stella said Grok, ChatGPT. Albert mentioned Grok, ChatGPT, and DeepSeek. Samuel said Gemini. Author said Grammarly, Julius. Meta AI. That's interesting. Okay, you have Meta AI. Please, let's just drop, the different tools you are familiar with. Okay. All right. Okay. So thank you so much, everyone, for participating. Yeah, these are incredible tools. And, it's glad that we don't have anyone that is mentioning, or those people that are quiet. If you don't know any of these AI tools, it's okay. You can just put no. It's fantastic. But one thing to know, what I'm seeing on this call is that a lot of people are familiar with just the basic AI tools. And that's what I'm noticing. Okay. Because over 80% is either on ChatGPT, Claude, and Gemini. And if you look at my screen, what I mentioned is if you are making use of any of these tools, it is great. You have beginner knowledge of how AI tools should work. But then a lot of people are saying they are familiar with ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude. But one of the major issues I have with that is that not a lot of people are familiar with how to prompt properly. Okay. It is one thing to know, oh, ChatGPT, please write a mail to HR saying I'm not coming to work tomorrow. And another thing to state, oh, ChatGPT, please write a mail to HR specifically stating the reason why I won't be at work tomorrow. Make it in a positive manner, include dates, and so on and so forth. If you're not specific with your asks on ChatGPT, you will not get proper results. If you're looking to analyze a data set, oh, you put in that as a file and just say, oh, ChatGPT, analyze, it will give you a very ridiculous response, a very generalized response. But if you're looking at something more technical, more direct, you need to be able to prompt properly. Prompting is what makes the difference between you having a good use of ChatGPT as a tool or, to have a shallow response. And it is now when you now start having back and forth with your ChatGPT, this is not what I asked for. Oh, you're not giving me my answer. If you've had conversations with ChatGPT to that extent, then you really need to learn how to prompt properly, because if you don't prompt properly, it's going to be a lot of issue. Okay, I can see some of the newer AI tools in the chat. People mentioning Perplexity. Perplexity is a fantastic tool when it comes to building documents, when it comes to analyzing data end to end, when it comes to creating documents like BRD. Fantastic. Okay, looking at even the day-to-day tools that we're using, I saw Notion. Notion is a tool that I use as a project manager, as a business analyst, as a products manager, but not a lot of people know that there's AI embedded in them. Okay, Meta. If you go on any of the social media platform, whether Snapchat, whether Instagram, whether, there is an AI attached to it, which is Meta AI. So if you have any questions, you can also request or ask questions there. These are also some of the newer tools that are coming into play. There's Julius, there's Grok, there's DeepSeek. So there's quite a number of them. And it's very, very important that in this day and age, you should have a proper understanding of these different tools, because that will make the difference between you getting a new role, you getting that employment that you've been banging your head, waking up every day and night to, work really hard for. So these are some of the things that we're looking at, or we're going to be looking at in today's conversation. Now, let's move into another important question. If you are familiar with AI tools as a data analyst, what tools do you think that AI companies, or what tools do you think that companies should be using to automate their data analysis and reporting process? If you know, please go ahead to drop your response in the chat. What AI tool should we be looking at if you want to be able to automate your process? Whether it's in data analysis or whether it's in reporting, what tool should be a major concern? Joseph said Power BI. Fantastic. Make.com. Israel said make.com. Okay, let's have it. Let's have it. We're over what 48 on this call. Let's have it. I really want a very interactive class. I don't want anybody sleeping on this call. Okay. And if you know you also want to defend your reason why you are going for any of these two, please go ahead to raise your hand because we're learning from each other. This is a conversation before we give insights. If you know that you want to contribute to the conversation on why you are mentioning the particular tool you're mentioning, please go ahead to, raise your hand so that I can ask you to unmute and then we can have a conversation. Okay, because I'm seeing a lot of feedback. Oh, well, not a lot, just three. Are people sleeping on this call or you've never done anything data related? You know why data is very important? It doesn't concern whatever industry that you are in. You need to learn data and how to analyze data because it is the foundation of every process you're going to be working with. Okay, so if you know that you're not a shy person, because let me let you know, we have a lot of interesting people on the call. We have CEOs, founders, HR professionals. So if you want to be able to showcase your understanding of why you're choosing that particular AI tool, you can go ahead to raise your hand and then I would ask you to unmute and then we have a conversation about why you should be looking at a specific AI tool to be able to analyze your reports, analyze your data, create a real-time dashboard. Because that's one of the very interesting requests we've had so far. Create a real-time dashboard that doesn't have any human input. All these things you can do making use of AI, but what's AI tool? Okay, what's AI tool? I'm not getting a lot of responses. We only have 3 responses so far. Are we sleeping? Are we still here? If you are still here, please go ahead to give me a thumbs up. If you are still here, my people, go ahead to give me a thumbs up. We are 50 on the call. I've gotten less than what, 4 responses. So if you are still on the call, please give me a thumbs up. Let's have it. Let's have it. Okay, Stella is still here. Tandy is still here. Only 2 people? Are we only 2 on the call? Okay, Zeus is giving me muscle arm, but then I'm not getting the energy that I need from this conversation. Okay? All right, notwithstanding, so that we can move quickly, looking at AI tools, there are a number of them. And why do I mention so? Okay, as a data analyst, there are tools you're expected to know. Tools like Power BI, Excel, Tableau, and SQL, because these are the tools that you're using on a day-to-day basis. Tools that, you analyze your data, you clean up the data, you're able to tell a story when you visualize the data. You can do this end-to-end using any of these 4 tools I've mentioned, which are all great in its own vein. But now AI has, moved it a step further. On the Microsoft Workspace, you have Microsoft Copilot, and Microsoft Copilot can do a lot. If you go to your Microsoft Excel, if you are trying to do certain functions, you see that AI is already recommending things to you. If you have certain information in rows and columns on Google Sheets, it's already stating, oh, do you want to convert this to a table? If you are trying to sum up different activities, already asking you, oh, should you want to use this function? Okay, because these different platforms are advanced more than, oh, what are the, typical things that you need to be working on and how can we make your work faster and better? And this is why AI, the advent of AI makes your life so simple and sweet. And this is why we are focusing on it. For data analysts, like I mentioned, you don't need to be, oh, a data analyst to say that, oh, this is why I need to be able to analyze my data. You are a doctor, you are working with patients' data. If you want to know how many people have gotten malaria, which is a very typical sickness in Nigeria, in the past 5 months, you can analyze that data in based off the individuals that are coming to your hospital on a day-by-day basis. Okay, so it's just very, very important that you are abreast on skills that can improve your processes end to end. Okay, that's why it is important that regardless of your industry, always upskill as an individual. Okay. So, like I was mentioning earlier, traditional data analysts use all those typical tools, which is fantastic. But right about now, there are advent of new AI tools. You'd want to ask me, what AI tools am I talking about? There are tools like what? Bricks AI, there is Julius AI, there is Zebra AI, Data GPT, and so on and so forth. These tools can be able to help you analyze your data in a matter of minutes. I'm not saying hours, I'm not saying days, in a matter of minutes, regardless of how large the data set is. And how does it do it? All you need to do is upload the particular data set you want to work with, and it does the rest for you. So something that will take you a week to get done as a data analyst, you're doing it in just minutes. This is why, a lot of the job openings I've been seeing recently ask individuals, do you know how to make use of these tools? Because it saves time, and essentially, you are able to be a lot more productive. So instead of you being an employee, now you are a supervisor. Because whatever AI does for you, you have to take a second look at it. So this is why it is very, very important that you are abreast with these tools. Regardless of if you're a data analyst or not, it is going to help you in your process quickly. Because even right about now, software developers are not safe. Because you can use AI to create applications without writing one line of code. So there's a lot that can be done in AI, and we're going to show you as the case, as as we move further in this session. Okay. So now let's move into the very interesting aspect of today's activity. Okay. So for today, we are going to be showing you, or not myself, we have an amazing student on the call that is going to be walking you through how he was able to make use of data, or AI rather, to be able to analyze his data end to end, and what the result was, what information he was able to generate. He's going to walk you through a step-by-step process on how he was able to do this over and over again. Okay, so now at this point, I'm just going to make him co-host so we can, get started on this aspect. So let me stop sharing, and then, okay. Hi, Dankat. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Please confirm you can hear me. Are you there?
Hello, Treasure. I can hear you loud and clear. Good evening.
All right, fantastic, fantastic. So everyone, please let's give a warm welcome to Dankat. So Dankat is one of our students, or alumni, one of our students who has gone through the process end to end in our generative AI for data analytics, and he's going to be showing you what he has learned so far. So we are not a come and have a conversation thing. We want to show you what you would be learning once you decide to take part in this session. Okay. So Dankat is going to take, a couple of minutes to go through this process end to end. Please ensure you have pay rapt attention. You'll be able to pick one or two things, and then we'll give room for, one or two questions before we move into the next session that talks about how to make money using AI. All right, Dankat, if you are there, you can go ahead to share your screen. I've made you co-host so that we can kickstart the process. Okay?
All
Hi,
right.
Dankat.
Thank you so much about doing that now. Good evening, everyone. Treasure, please help me confirm if you can see my screen.
Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay.
All right, Dankat, you can go ahead.
I'm trying to, okay, sure. All right. We are going to be using, I'll pick up from where Treasure said, where I'm going to be using Julius AI mainly for my data analysis. And then I'm going to be combining. That's the beauty when you learn with analytics. You'll be able to combine most of these AI tools to solve industry problem. What I learned during my course with analytics, during my data analytics course, was how to combine from ChatGPT to Bricks AI to Julius AI to Perplexity, all these tools are meant to guide you and give you direction on how to solve problem within a minute or within a second. So it's going to be like more practical here. I'm going to be uploading a data set. Why don't, okay, I'll upload my data set from Julius. I'll ask Julius to generate a data set for me since we are doing a practical demonstration in class. It's not a data set that I have somewhere that I've been practicing somewhere. I'll ask ChatGPT, generate a synthetic data for me of, let's say, about a 1,000 employee with their salary and everything. When ChatGPT generate that data, we will now use that same data and load it into Julius AI for analysis. And then at the end of the whatever he gives us, we'll upload it to Bricks and have a dashboard and a visualization. Hello?
Yes, we can hear you, Dankat.
Okay.
You can go
All
ahead.
right.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm generating a data set. I'm trying to download my data set from, okay, I have a synthetic payroll data set for 5. This one, I didn't, ChatGPT helped me to generate this. It's an assumed data so that no company will come after us that we are using their data and their names and whatever it is. So I'm going to save this data and then upload it to, it's a CSV file, upload it to Julius AI. So that's the beauty. You can prompt. One thing about data analytics, you have to understand your prompting very well. Your prompting very, very well. Because if you don't prompt very well, you have issues with your results. You have issues with your results. So your prompt has to be clear, specific. It has to be sufficient. It has to have enough sufficient context and a clarity for you to be able to achieve what you want to achieve, for you to get the result that you need. So I'm uploading my data set. All right. I've uploaded my data set. So now I'm going to prompt my data. I'm going to ask Julius to clean up my data set and give me the result. Sorry. So what usually would have taken me like 1 week or 3 hours, 10 hours to do, Julius will do it for, look at it. This is the Python code. This is what you will learn when you learn with analytics, how to generate this Python code. Julius is the one doing it for me. After that, it will give me my result and what I want. So you see, these are the step-by-step. The data set is characterized for 500 employees, their gender, their department, their basic salary. So you can imagine you have a 1 million workforce, or even if you have a 10 million workforce in different cities, different countries, different regions, Julius can do all this. AI tool will help you to analyze your data in just on time for you to do whatever work you want to do. They'll go further to tell you to generate an insight for us so that we can give our bosses and we can do our presentation. So I'll ask him.
Hello? Now, now the jar. Not to put tomato. Put it tomato in tomato. But it's a local, Baba, why is that? Kinamba? Baba, why is that? Okay, may I what's her name? Hi, Dankat. We can't hear you if you're speaking. Okay.
Okay, yes, the network took me off. So I just asked Julius to generate an insight for me and a PDF and a PowerPoint presentation table so that I can do a summary of what I will give to my boss in the office. So doing this, you can imagine if you are going to do a Python coding, how long it will take you and the time that it will take you. Okay, these are the step-by-step. Julius has helped me generate it. High-level insight from my own data sets. These are the key insights from it. These are my file. He has created even a file for me already. These are PowerPoint presentation. And it will come in a downloadable format. So basically, it is your prompt that will really determine your output. It is your prompt. I hope everyone can see my screen.
Yes, you can.
Sorry. Sharing this thing. So this is my payroll analysis, a key compensation insight. This is the key insight, that's departmental compensation by difference. That's an average total compensation. That's the average total compensation by gender. Then this is the summary and recommendation from the same data set we have just uploaded. However, we can still go further and ask and prompt our AI Julius to give us an executive summary of what we have just loaded. Okay. As we can see here, this is an executive summary because it's a synthetic payroll data set of our employee that we just generated and loaded it. This is the workforce compensation, the structure, the key insights. So you can make this as a summary and then present to your boss. When I started and I started working with this tool in the office, I bet you all you have is recommendations and recommendation. And if you want to make a visualization or a dashboard on this same data set, that's the beauty when you learn. You're not, when you learn with analytics, you're not going to be learning only one AI tool. In that same course, it was so robust and so rich that we were learning from how to prompt from one AI agent to another, from using one AI tool to another AI tool. And then I'm trying to take us right now to Bricks AI, where we are going to be creating a dashboard based on the same data set. I've already uploaded my data set. That's the data set we have already generated to Bricks right now, the same data set to create a dashboard. So you can see it is trying to generate a dashboard for us so that we can see, we can do it for presentation. I hope I'm
Yes,
clear enough. Yeah, okay.
yes, Dankat, we can
My
hear you.
they are not giving me a thumbs up. I'm not seeing anything. Guys, cheer me up now.
Please, guys, let's cheer Dankat up.
Yeah.
Please, it.
So you can see this is the employee compensation and diversity dashboard. These are, can you see?
Amazing, amazing stuff.
This is our output. This is our output. Oh, sorry. Don't mind you. They're trying to make money. So treasure, this
Yeah,
is a small demonstration of among the so many things we have learned during my training with analytics, from prompting, engineering, to using multiple AI tools to generate insights, to do executive summaries, to create PowerPoint presentation, and downloadable PDFs for whatever data you are using. I hope this, I will employ everybody and I will encourage participants. Try analytics. You will thank me later. Thank you so much and have a wonderful evening.
all right. Thank you, Dankat. So I can see a number of questions in the chat. Is this editable, Dankat? Can you edit this particular dashboard?
Yes, you can edit it because I'm using a free trial version of Bricks AI.
Mm-hmm.
Most of these tools, the truth about them, you have to subscribe. But
Yes.
for learning processes, you can have 2 weeks free trials. And I've been enjoying my free trials on Bricks, but on Julius, I'm
Yeah.
a subscriber. So it's wonderful. It's
All
editable.
right.
You can edit it in a sense that even your boss will not know that this, you are just going to present as if you are the one doing the job. So AI actually is not coming to take away your job, but those that know how to use the tools of AI are the one coming to pick up your job. Go learn it.
Preach on, preach on. Thank you so much, Dankat. And to answer your question, Eliman, it is very, very interactive. If you are creating any of these tools, that's why we focus on tools that you can work with. You see how fast he was able to clean his data set. He was able to, be able to create a dashboard at the end of the day in a matter of minutes. So when I tell you minutes, I'm not even kidding. It takes minutes to get this done, regardless of how large your data set is. Something that would take you such a long period of time. I know when I tried to do the data analytics course, that was one thing that really, really annoyed me. Cleaning data sets and all that. Before you now start to do your dashboard, I want to do pivot table, I want to do slicer, I want to make sure this color, this donut chart looks good. You don't have to stress. if you like stress, I don't know for you, but really at this stage in time, you should be looking at how productive, how quickly can you get things done. And this is what AI is using to, AI is looking to achieve. Okay. So if there are any other questions, you can drop them in the chat. I would respond. If there are questions that Dan Cat needs to respond to, he would also go ahead to respond. But thank you so much, Dan Cat. I think that was a fantastic presentation. It was really good to hear, from the inside perspective as a student of Tenalytics business going through the generative AI program, what does it entail and what is the next step? Albert says, I am the one doing the job, or AI just the run assist. Really? It's AI doing the job and you do supervisor in the end at the end of the day because it does the dashboard for you. And all you need to do is make sure that all the values are correct, all the information that needs to be there should be there. So something that your boss is telling you is gonna take you what 8 hours. You have an 8 hour work time and you need to be able to analyze that data set. You've done it in 15 minutes. 15 minutes, that was less than 5 minutes. Less than 5 minutes, you've gotten your response, and you're good to go for the rest of the day. You can choose to either put that same time in another set of activities, or you can choose to get other contract roles, as the case may be. But now you have plenty of time on your hand. It is now left to you to decide how can you monetize your skills. Okay. So the next set of questions I'm seeing here is how safe is it to impute company data into these tools? Okay, so for tools like this, they are undergoing, or what's the word now? There are cybersecurity protection for all these type of tools. So just like you would ask me, Treasure, how come the emails I receive in my Gmail and the emails that I receive in your Gmail, we can't see both of them because there are guidelines that protect each of these tools. And that's why the tools that we're focusing on all are under those specific guidelines so that whenever you put in any sensitive information, the next person is not getting that information. It is only retained under that individual's account. So if you are using Bricks AI, if you're using Julius AI, if you're using Microsoft Copilot, even in Power BI, you would be having that same protection. So that's the flow for the AI tools that we currently use. That is to Author and Zeus. Rufus says, yes, for today's session, it is fully recorded. And once we're done with the session, we'll drop the recording as soon as we are done. Please, when are we having the next class? Oh, if you miss any information, all you need to do is once the recording is dropped, you can go ahead to watch the replay, and then we'll pretty much kick off from there. Okay, so let me go back to sharing my screen and talking about finding job roles, talking about how you can monetize your skills and things in that light. We would have the conversation right about now. Okay. So now when it comes to jobs, when it comes to monetizing skills, I think this is what a lot of people are very much interested in. It is good to have the skill set. It is fantastic to have the skill set, but what am I doing with the skill? Okay, if I'm getting a skill, apart from me being able to do my day-to-day activities, I should also be able to make some cool money from it, right? And yeah, this is why AI is also stepping into that light, stepping into that phase where it can help you generate income. Okay, so now if you can see my screen, you see that there is a very important report that we took very strong note of going into 2025, and it is called the World Economic Forum Future of Job Report. So please just ensure that you are filling the attendance form. I know some people are saying that it's very distracting, but the whole point of it is so that you'd have access to the recording and this resource, so you can go through the information at any point in time. So my colleagues are dropping it in the chat. All you need to do is go ahead to fill that form and then you'll be good to go. Okay. So please confirm you can hear me. I need to just, make sure before I move on. You can give me a thumbs up. You can give me any of your favorite reaction. We are 63 on this call. I need to know that everybody can still hear me. Can anyone hear me? Okay, I'm not getting feedback. Okay, all right. Thank you so much, guys. Okay, so moving back to this, the future of job reports, what it basically states is that there are certain skill sets that are very, very important going into 2026 and beyond. And why are they important? It is because for you to attain that, dream salary, especially for those of us looking to work remote roles that you are in Nigeria, you have a foreign job in the US, Canada, as an AI data analyst, as an AI automation specialist. How can you achieve that goal? Okay. And to be able to do that, we had to look at this report to see what are major job opportunities that are going to grow by the year 2026 and what are certain job opportunities that are going to decline. Okay. So some of you that are doing certain tasks, it's either you upskill, have AI embedded in what you currently do, or you transition into a new phase. Okay. So the two major skills that are going to grow that is very, very important, and that's why we talked about data, is either you're going for data skills or you're going for AI skills. And why are these two important? Data is the foundation, is the powerhouse, is the life wire, is the backbone of any organization. If you don't have the right data, if you don't have the right information about a particular business, company, activity, research, it is bound to fail. That is why you need to understand how you can deal with data to be able to derive certain information that fits into the decision making of that company. And another thing is artificial intelligence. People will say, this AI, how is it helping me? What is it? What am I going to benefit from at the end of the day? Artificial intelligence can do so much for you. And the funny thing is, as we grow year by year, artificial intelligence is being improved on. ChatGPT started with 3.5. Now there's 4, there's mini. There are different versions. It's just like a very interesting long-term project that is continuously improved on, being reiterated. AI can do so much. If you are looking on LinkedIn right about now, a lot of people's profile picture, a lot of pictures they're posting on a day-by-day basis is AI generated. So for photographers, I don't know how this is affecting you, because typically people will go to photographers to take what they call the professional headshots. Now, all I need to do is I take a picture just like this. I tell AI, please put me in a white shirt, a white t-shirt, put me in suits. And then I have my corporate headshots, and it's good to go. There is Sora now on if you are using ChatGPT. If you are using Google Workspace is already showing Nano Banana. Day by day, even top organizations are improving with the use of AI. And that is why a lot of organizations we trained this year, one of the major things they were looking to improve their staff on was artificial intelligence. So if you as an individual are saying, oh, how does artificial intelligence going to help me? What is the benefit of it to me? It might just be the reason why you are cut out. Oh, we are letting you go because the company does not have fund. Company has fund though, but companies are going to be very smart about how they spend money. If I have you here and you don't know how to make use of AI tools, and then the AI can also do what you are doing, who will I invest in, or what will I invest in the long term? So companies would always protect their interests. So it is better you also go and protect your own interest by upskilling. Okay. And that is why it is very important that you learn these very two top-notch skills, whether it's data or artificial intelligence. Okay. So now looking at how this flow works. If you can see my screen clearly, in the future of job reports, there are certain jobs that are growing and there are certain jobs that will decline. The jobs that are growing, you see things like big data specialists, there's fintech engineers, there are AI and machine learning specialists, there is data warehousing specialists, there's data analysts, and so on and so forth. So these are top data skills, okay, data and AI skills. Excuse me. So now moving into the HR aspect, you have tools like career pathways like organization development specialists, human resource professionals. You guys you're special, okay? Because you're the one that determine the type of talents that an organization is going to be getting year in, year out, year in, year out. So to make sure that they have right talents, companies can even outsource to third-party recruiters just because they really need good set of individuals to work in different cadres. Okay, that is why it's an important role going into 2026. Another thing is business analysts. Business owners, business analysts, you run a business, you run a company, you're a founder, you're a CEO. One thing that you cannot take away from what your company needs is someone who can analyze your data end to end, your full business data, whether it's your financial operation, business operation, tools, technology, to be able to state, oh, for me to make 500 million naira by 2026, end of year. These are the things that I need to do. This is what we did in 2025. This is what we did in 2024. And this is how we can improve on it going into 2026. But for you to analyze that data, for you to be able to make decisions, you cannot just do it off your own human judgment. You can be heavily gifted, but there are things that you wouldn't even think of that you can bounce off from AI. And this is why AI is very, very important. Okay. So moving on, you also have project managers. I'm an AI projects manager. This is one of the most interesting aspects because looking at projects end to end, one of the things that we really talk about is projects are hinged on three major criteria. You are working on time, you are working within budget, and you're working within scope. So if you are able to achieve these three criteria, you should have done a really amazing job for that particular project. But for you to get there quickly and as effective as possible, normally things that will take you a long time to create, you are doing it in a matter of minutes. Oh, you want to create your Gantt chart. That's that lengthy calendar-like document. You want to create your racing matrix. You want to know who's responsible for certain action, who should hold accountable for this. You use AI for that. You want to create your work breakdown structure. You can use artificial intelligence for that. You want to present to your stakeholders, have a conversation, make a report. You use artificial intelligence for that. So these are certain skills that are growing by the year 2026. But the thing is, all these skills need AI in them. Whether you are a data professional, whether you're a HR professional, you need artificial intelligence. Whether you are a doctor, whether you are a lawyer, you need artificial intelligence. So moving into some of the things that Dan Katz mentioned, for you to be able to work effectively in whatever industry that you are in, you need to know how to prompt properly. If you don't prompt properly, AI is more or less garbage in, garbage out. What you give to me, if you ask me a dumb question, I promise you I'm going to give you a dumb answer. Okay. If you ask me a question that is very generalized, I'm going to give you a very generalized response. If you ask me something very specific, I'm going to give you a specific response. So you need to be able to understand this. If you don't know how to prompt properly, that affects the flow of your artificial intelligence or the tool you're working with. And then how to automate your workflows. If you're talking about automating your workflows, what are things that you are doing every day? If you sit down, I sit down as a professional, as a data analyst, what are those things that I do on a day-to-day basis that are repetitive? Okay, is it sending emails? Is it analyzing data? Is it writing queries? If there are things that you do that are repetitive, you can create a workflow that is fully automated end to end from start to finish, okay, using artificial intelligence. And all you need to do is just step back, you watch AI do its thing, and you just oversee the activities, okay? So once you are able to achieve this, the next thing is for you to be able to build a proper business out of the end of the day, you need the right mindset. You need practical tools. So all the tools that Dan Katz was talking about, looking at tools like Julius AI. If you are looking at the data analyst profession, there is Bricks AI, there is DataGPT. You need to know them, okay? Because if you're going for your next interview and they're asking you what AI tools or what's the way they put it now, how would you be able to keep up with trend in the data analytics space? And you are saying, oh, I'm a very good, or I have 5 years experience in Power BI, or I know how to make use of these tools. Those are, for lack of a better word, I won't call them outdated tools, but those are tools that are taking you through the manual process. We are now in a world that automation is at the very forefront. So what tools do you know how to use today? When I asked that question in the chat, the majority of the response I was getting was ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude. Fantastic. You're already in the right space because you started the process. But there are a lot more tools that are specific to your industry. Whether if you're in the creative space, whether you're a software developer, there are AI tools that you need to know. So you need to focus on getting those particular tools to get started in. Okay. And then once you have settled on that, now you need a career pathway. Oh, do I want to be a lawyer? If I'm a lawyer, what type of artificial intelligence tool or course do I need to take that would improve my process in law? Or do I want to be a teacher? What type of AI do I need to be working with that will improve the process in teaching or education? And this is where it comes back into the future of job reports. Okay, so choosing any in-demand career path would always hinge on two aspects. You're looking at getting data skills or you're looking at getting artificial intelligence skills. Okay, so moving on, if you are going through the program, okay, we'll still talk about that in a minute. One of the things that is very important to us is not just you learning. One of the things that is important to us is you having job or you being job ready at the end of the day. And how do we look to achieve this? So we have these 8 value-added things, 8 value-added services. Peradventure, you are moving into tech, or let's just use that as a case study, and you want to start applying for roles. One of the major things that you need to look at is your CV. You cannot be applying for a automation engineering role and none of your experience show any automated workflow, any chatbot you've created, and there you expect to get that job. No. You need to optimize your CV to reflect the particular type of job role that you're applying for. That's on the one end. Okay. If you're looking at your CV, some people have some very interesting CVs, 10 pages, 4 pages, 5 pages. Well done. We see you every time that we run this interview. Well done. You need to know that for every application, every job that you're going for, your CV should not be more than 2 pages, except you have 20 years worth of experience, and that is for director level roles. But there's nothing that should bring your CV more than 2 pages. Your CV should also have your portfolio embedded in it. It should have your LinkedIn. It should have all the necessary information that once a recruiter, once a decision maker picks up your CV, you should be able to tell who you are end to end. We're also going to look at your LinkedIn. A lot of people say, oh, I can't post on LinkedIn. It is cringe. It is this. It is that. Continue. Continue. Some people are getting recruiters reach out to them on a day-to-day basis. You are deciding, oh, I will continue to do my work. The goodness of my work will be why my what they call it now, why the person above me would see my good work and promotes me, instead of you thinking of how you can improve yourself. Okay, so LinkedIn is not a place to just showcase. It is a place to build your brand. Okay, sell yourself every single day. There is nowhere you'd hear me speak and I will not say I'm an AI project manager. I can do this. I continuously sell myself every single time I have the opportunity to. Okay, and when you start to build your different workflows, it is important that you show the world that this is what you can do. Nobody will know you're an AI automation engineer if you don't speak for yourself, if you don't have those posts go up, if on your profile, even in your headline, I don't see anything in relation to AI automation. When recruiters come to your profile, there are certain keywords they are searching for. If your profile doesn't have those keywords, they glide over your profile. And that's why you say, oh, recruiters don't reach out to me. So you need to structure your profile properly. You need to have the right messaging. You need to be connecting with people. You need to interact with people's posts. That is the only way your profile gets that brand visibility that you need. Because you yourself, you are a brand. If you don't position your brand very well, it will crumble. Okay. So you need to also optimize your LinkedIn as much as possible. Another key aspect we're going to be looking at is your portfolio. So for projects, especially if you're looking to move into the tech space, one of the key things they would always ask you for is your portfolio. A lot of us on this call, if I ask them, how many people has a portfolio? You don't have. And it's very, very, very crucial, especially in the tech space. So one of the things that you should be looking at getting done is having your project portfolio set up. Okay, so we're going to also be showing you how you can do this. Then anytime you have an interview, would always prepare you for that interview. You just need to book your slot to the facilitator and they prepare you for that. Then another thing we're looking at is a reference letter. If you are looking at applying for foreign roles, they would always ask you for a reference letter. And good thing is Tenalytics Business is the business arm of Tenalytics, and Tenalytics is based out of Canada. So when we're giving you a reference letter, just know that it is really backed up by strong it's a very strong recommendation letter. And that is how individuals get jobs on a day-to-day basis. One of our facilitators during our stand-up meeting mentioned that another person just got an AI automation role with an edtech company in the UK. And this is somebody that joined the November course. This is December, he already has a job. So these are things that we look to help you with end-to-end in this process. Then we'll be having on the job support. So even if you get the job, we don't leave you. It's a full long-term support. You have your alumni alumni community and things in that light. We'll provide support. You can always reach out to your facilitator to help you. There will be weekly mentorship session. Okay, so we can have people like our founder, co-founder. We can have head of organization, head of data and AI across top banks all over the world come give you speak on different conversations that you can learn more on. And then you are looking at, oh, I don't want to leave my job. Oh, I love my job, but I want to be working on other side hustles, doing different contracts. This is where we would have things like, oh, Upwork, have things like Fiverr, how to set up your account on Upwork, how to set up your account on Fiverr, as the case may be. Okay. So we're going to be looking at how to help you on all these different aspects. Now, people ask me, oh, where can I find job opportunities? I'm tired of LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a lot. Okay, no problem. You have different job boards you can look at. There is FlexJob, we work remotely, remote.co, Webfound, Upwork, Fiverr. You can look for jobs on all these different platforms and we'll guide you on how to achieve this end to end. Okay. So moving on, we have, HR analytics role, data analytics role, people analytics role. You can see the salary. You can see the salary. Somebody will tell me that, oh, Treasure, if I'm taking your program, I know it's just a 2 months course. Why would they pay me 71K? But you've been working for 8 years, correct? You've been working for 8 years. You've been working for 10 years as a data analyst, as a HR analyst, and so on and so forth. Or you're in the law space. One thing about this skill that you're learning is when we are positioning your CV, whatever workflow you are going to be working on is going to be in relation to your industry. So you can, put those information in your prior experience. So let's say you've been working as a lawyer. Even when you are mentioning, you'll be able to win several cases, you were also able to create an automated workflow that's able to send out emails to 500 clients stating this, that. I was able to create a workflow that's able to analyze each case, give me recommendation, and so on and so forth. These are past what they call now experience skill sets, but you're infusing AI into those processes so that when you start to apply for roles, you can amass the level of experience needed for your CV. Okay. And that is why it now makes things like, 71,000. This is for a middle to high level professionals to get. Now makes it a lot more achievable. So if you're looking at the roles, foreign roles, 71,000 per annum. You're in Nigeria, do the maths. You know how much that translates into. Data analyst, you're looking at 64,000 per annum. That's a minimum range of 63,000 per annum. So these are the different examples that you can see on something like Glassdoor. Go on LinkedIn right now, check AI automation engineer. You're not going to see anything less than 50 to 60,000 USD per annum for a role. That is not contract role. This is a full-time role. You're going to contract, you're looking at $20 per hour, you're looking at $25 per hour. If you have an 8 hour per day, 40 hours per week, work week, do the maths. You know how much that is going to change your current state. Okay. So if you're looking at foreign roles, this is going to be a very good aspect for you to benefit from. Now let's move into how can Tenalytics business hear me? Okay. So I want to make sure that we are still on this call. That is very, very important. So if you are still here, give me your favorite reaction. We have over 53 people on the call. Give me your favorite reaction if you are still here. If you are still here, give me your favorite. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. All right. Thank you. Okay. So now I've been talking too much talk. You want to make money, if you want to be employed. So what is the next step? What do you need to do? Because outside there are lots of information. So what are the next step for you as an individual? Okay. So moving on into next step, what do you need to do? There is what we call the job market cheat code. Okay, if you want to know what the cheat code is, I'm going to run through it very quickly because I want us to wrap up, at the very least by 9:45, 9:30, we can take questions to 9:45. So job market cheat code. I have stated this earlier, but to reiterate, one thing you should be looking at is your LinkedIn optimization. This is not even AI related. This is in general. Everybody's going on holiday. You want to go and eat rice and chicken. Fantastic. This is a good time to go to that LinkedIn page. You've not set up your LinkedIn. Go and set it up now. This is when you can connect with people. This is when you can set up your headline, your about. You have your about is not, oh, let's connect or send me a message. you need achievements on there. All the things you worked on should be on your about. It should be your summary. Excuse me. The featured projects, your project portfolio should be in the featured section of your LinkedIn profile. Your resume should always be tailored to a role. You don't have one resume for 100 jobs. I promise you are not going to get any response because it's not tailored. You need to tailor your resume to a role. It should not be a generic, same email, same resume you're applying for this role. You need to be able to tailor your resume. You need to showcase the automation you're working on your portfolio. Okay, that's the only way. If you're looking for a brand designer, a graphics designer, what would you ask him for? A creative person. Show me your portfolio. Show me what you worked on. Show workings. So you need to be able to show workings at the end of the day. And then you are a brand. Never forget that you are a brand. Your name is a brand. If you go and research Treasure Akiopo, there's something that should pop up. What pops up when someone searches about you online? And most times it redirects your LinkedIn page. So ensure that you are putting yourself properly out there in the world so that when opportunity comes, it's not going to be a case of, oh, what have you done? Show us what you've done. And there's no proof out there that you've been able to do anything. So these 4 simple activities can be a game changer in the job market. So make sure that you are executing this because that is the best way for you to be able to get a job at the end of the day. Okay, so let's move on. I think we've talked on this. So if you want to see some of the amazing things we've been able to do so far in Tenalytics, you see individuals who have traveled or also who are in Nigeria that have gotten foreign roles. If you want to check out all this testimonial, check Tenalytics business, you see the testimonials. Someone who was working as a care worker in Canada was able to transition into business analysis, and she's now a full-on business analyst in Edmonton, Canada. Someone who was a pharmacist, okay, she was able to get a full sponsorship to the UK. Let's reiterate, full sponsorship after just 1 month of trading with us. Benga, who was also able to get a job after searching for 2 years, 2 whole years. All these jackpot people, you're looking to jackpot, you don't have a plan, but you're running outside the country. God help you. So if you're looking at proper tech courses that you can take, AI for business analysts, AI for data analysts, AI project management, they are all good platforms. If you are looking on going on different level of visa, you need to have a plan. You cannot just travel without a plan, okay? Nathaniel was also able to get a full-time role as a data scientist in Barcelona. And my people that would say, I'm not seeing anything in Nigeria. I'm in Nigeria, I'm not traveling. How am I going to get a job? Abdul Rashid, who lived in Nigeria, he got a full-time role as a data analyst for Chow 420 in the US. So you don't need to be in Canada, UK, US to get a Canadian role because a lot of people have that issue. I am in Nigeria. I'm working for 2 companies in Canada. Okay. So I'm telling you that it is very much possible. But how are you going to achieve it? Never forget the cheat code. You need to be able to tailor your resume. Your LinkedIn profile needs to be up to standard. You need to have a project portfolio. You also need to prepare your brand across all different social media platforms. It is very important. That's the only way you can move from where you are to the next level. Okay. So moving on. Now, let's talk about the different courses very quickly. What are the different courses? Because I see someone asking, oh, I want to get into AI in health and data analytics. What course should you be taking? So there is different courses that we're currently offering. There are AI automation engineering, AI in data analytics, generative AI in project management, generative AI in business analysis, and HR analytics. So kicking off with the first one, AI automation engineering. How does that concern me? Treasure, I have never done anything AI related. I am not tech oriented. I'm a lawyer. I'm a teacher. I'm a nurse. AI automation engineer is not for software developers. It is not for engineers. Okay. In layman term, what this simply means is workflow automation specialist. As far you are working, there are patterns in which you work, or there is a way in which you work. So how can you automate all those repetitive things? Oh, is it sending out emails? Is it scheduling? Is it taking out client data? Is it sending out marketing content? whatever industry that you are in, there is a way for AI to, help your process. So what we're going to be learning end to end from this, we'll go through things like foundation in AI automation. There's how to prompt. That's an issue that a lot of people don't know they have. Prompting is what can make the whole world of difference for you. How can you prompt properly? How can you create app? You're a business owner, you want to create a website, you're outsourcing to a developer that is telling you 1.2 million naira. Do you know you can create app without writing a line, one single line of code? Ask me how. Go and check Replit. All you need to be able to do is prompt properly, prompt correctly. And at the end of the day, you have a full-blown website that can do any of the requests that you need it to do in a matter of minutes, okay? So this is what AI can do for you. You're a product designer. You want to have different screen, have different wireframe, but then you don't know about tools like Relum, and you're spending days creating one type of design. Why? AI can do a lot for you. And these are things you are learning in AI. You are a lawyer. You want to be able to research case. You want to be able to create reports, analyze data as a lawyer. This is where AI comes into play for you. You are a nurse. You need to analyze health data. You want to do research as an individual. Okay, you want to even understand, why certain individuals are having a particular type of disease as against another. This is where AI comes in. Okay, so these AI tools can do different activities for you at the end of the day. You want to even create a chatbot in the edtech space, in the health space that can answer questions for individuals. This is where AI comes in, okay? So the tools you're going to be working with, you can see them on the screen. You have tools like N8N, there's Flowise, there's Airtable, there's Zapier, there's Gemini, Retail, 11 Labs, and so on and so forth. So for this particular program, classes are only going to be on the weekends. So you're looking at taking your classes Saturdays and Sundays. On Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. and on Sundays, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Classes are also going to be for 8 weeks. And every week, you're going to be working on a project. When I talked earlier, I talked about project portfolio. How do we build your project portfolio? It is on a week-by-week basis. You are working on one project or the other. Okay, so we'll start showing you how to put it into your project portfolio at the end of the day. So once you have that interview with an interviewer, you can actually state, this was what I was able to do on this case, on that case, and so on and so forth. So by week 7, week 8, week 6, we'll show you how to monetize your skill as an AI automation professional. So if you want to see some of the things that I've done, you can listen to our participants. You can also go to our YouTube page and watch the different videos as the case may be. Okay, so moving on to the next two. You have AI for data analytics, and you also have AI for HR analytics. Okay, so these two, you're looking at end-to-end. What Dan Cat showed you see that large data set, how he was able to do it in less than 2 minutes. He was able to analyze, there was a dashboard and so on and so forth. If you want to learn how to do that yourself, then this is the best platform for you. Okay, so traditional data analyst and an AI data analyst, they don't end the same. And why is that? Because a traditional data analyst knows these typical tools they use: Excel, Power BI, Tableau, SQL, which are all fantastic tools. But apart from that, there are a lot of AI tools in this day and age that are coming up on a day-by-day basis. He mentioned two during his presentation. There was Julius and there's Bricks AI, but there are still a number of them. There's Quadratic, there's Zebra AI, there's DataGPT, there's N8N. So we'll focus on all these tools moving into the AI for data analytics. So when you hear generative AI, it is AI to generate. So AI to generate what? AI to generate dashboards, whatever you're looking to achieve in the data space, you can use this AI for it. If you want to write queries, SQL, writing queries is very annoying, but you can do that using AI. Looking at Python, you can use AI in this. How to prompt as a data analyst, you can also use AI in this space as well. Okay, so moving into generative AI for HR analysts, we are looking at it from two aspects. It's either you are looking at it from talent acquisition, or you are looking at it from performance monitoring. If you're talking about talent acquisition, what are you majorly focusing on? You have a job posting, you have 1,000 applications, 5,000 applications. How can one recruiter go through 5,000 resumes? That is why in this day and age, there's ATS system. But apart from that, you can create your own workflow. oh, if this individual does not have 3 years worth of IT experience, please boot them out. That is why your resume needs to be tailored to the job application, not a general resume, okay? Because a particular job might be requesting for 3 and you have 8 years. If you are above 5 years, please kick them out because you have a range that you are looking at. That is why your resume needs to be tailored, because HR now is using artificial intelligence to walk through your resume. So at the end of the day, if you have a workflow that analyzes this tailored resume, it will be able to bring it down to just 10 top applicants, and you can go and have an interview. And all this process is not a day process, so it is minutes, minutes. And if you want to send rejection mails, if you're applying for a lot of foreign roles, one of the key things you'll be seeing is, oh, unfortunately, we won't be moving forward with your application. That's not humans. Not at all. It is AI generated. So you didn't meet the criteria that we're looking for. So sorry. If you met the criteria, you should get, oh, okay, thank you so much for applying. We're moving you on to the next stage. So these are things you can do end to end, making use of AI at the end of the day. Okay. So for AI, for HR analytics, we'll move through talent acquisition. We'll also move into performance rating. You're looking at things like attrition rates. You're looking at things like, oh, why are certain people resigning for certain departments? What are the different tools? What are the training you need to be getting your staff? You can get them AI training. Okay, what are the training that you need to do after your training needs analysis? So all this you can learn using generative AI for HR analytics. So you move in from foundation. All the courses are foundation, or foundational rather. So you don't need to have any prior experience to get started, because I know those are part of the questions that individuals typically ask. So you can be a beginner and run through any of these courses as quickly as possible. So foundation of generative AI in HR, tools you need to be working with, they're all on the screen. How to prompt, how to use AI automation for HR workflows, the different ways to automate HR data workflows, the AI tools, AI for SQL in HR, and apply AI in HR and your capstone project. Just as I mentioned in other courses, you're going to be working on a project week 1. If you start January, week 1, you're already doing a project, because there is no time to waste time. We need to make sure that we have built your project portfolio as soon as you get started in the process, okay? So moving on to the next ones we have, AI for business analysts and project management are quite similar, because looking at the business end to end, being able to make recommendations, you can use different tools like Perplexity, all the tools that we typically use in project management, whether it's Jira, Asana, as the case may be, they are AI embedded in it. So how can you prompt? Prompting is something that is going to be taught across all programs, because that's the basis. If you want to create an app, you need to be able to prompt, be specific. This is what I want my app to be able to do at the end of the day. This is the workflow, so that your AI tool can be able to generate that result at the end of the day. So we'll go through prompting, AI tools, what you need to be able to use AI to be able to analyze your business, to make recommendations. So you know that if I'm making the decision, it is not, oh, I think, or maybe. You are sure there are data backing it, that this is what has been done before, and this is what I need to focus on now. Okay. So we'll move into this. When you're looking to create your BRD, your process map, and so on and so forth, you need AI to be able to analyze it end to end, and it will be able to give you responses. And this is also what we're going to focus on in generative AI for business analysis. One thing to note, all these things are not done in 5 days, 10 days. Your response time for your AI tool should be 15 minutes, 20 minutes. It is minutes, not days. Okay. So that's the beauty of AI. So moving into the next one, you have generative AI for project managers. So you're working on a project end to end, and you want to meet all the necessary criteria. Looking at your project life cycle from initiation right down to closure, there are things that you need to do in different stages. How can you use AI in those processes? AI to generate the document I mentioned earlier, your Gantt chart, your basic matrix, your WBS, project charter, business case. Fantastic. You want to generate a real-time status report for your stakeholders, that when you're having a presentation, you can easily say, oh, this is what happened prior. You are talking with data. You're looking at a nice, if you see what Dan Katz did, it was a nice looking dashboard. But some people would also want it to be, color of the brand. The color of Tenancy's business is purple. If I want you to have just purple color, trust me, I can edit that, and it's only going to be using different shades of purple. If you want it to have multicolors, you can have it as that. You can always edit the process as you are going. Okay. So how can you use AI for the different methodologies, AI for your projects, to generate reports, to keep you in check? AI will be your accountability partner to be able to send reminders if you are handling a software development project. Send reminders to your QA, to your backend, your front end. This is things that AI can do for you using all these different tools. So classes are also going to be on the weekends because we know you are professionals. Okay, so Saturday, Sunday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. So these are all the programs that you are looking to get started in. There's AI automation engineering, AI for data analysts, HR, DA, BA, projects management. So question is, how can I start? You've been talking for what, an hour, 30 minutes. How can I get started? Okay, so the good thing is we have our next cohort, a new year, new me scenario. This is the time to lock in into that particular phase. We have our next cohort starting 10th of January 2025. Okay, good news for everybody is we are offering a discount on the program. These discounts never happened, it's never going to happen, but right about now, there are certain reasons why we're looking at it. The reason is because Tenalytics just turned 5 years old, so, we have to give back to the people because you've helped us stay in business for 5 years. And another thing is, it is end of year, so we're doing, let's have a early Black Friday discount to individuals that are looking to lock in their slots as soon as possible. So we have these discounts for everyone, and looking into pricing. Instead of you paying 200,000, because that's the original price for this course, all you need to pay is just 100,000 naira if you are going for AI automation. And then if you are going for any of these generative AI program, you are paying 80,000 naira. Another very interesting thing is you don't need to pay everything at once. Yes, I want to go and save money for my chicken rice. We're entering Christmas next week. No problem. You have the opportunity to pay in 2 installments. So once you make payments for AI automation, you can pay 50,000 rand now, locking yourself with 50,000 rand. You don't have to think about it. And next time you are paying your balance is last week of January or first week in February. Or if you're going for any of the generative AI program, instead of you paying 200 to 80,000 naira, that's 60% off. You just be paying 40,000 naira now and 40,000 naira either by the end of January or first week in February. So these are the programs. This is the different amounts. I've stated the time slot. It is starting January. But now these discounts, you see, first 20 people, I should have updated this. So kicking off, we started selling last week, and that last week we had about 40 slots. As I'm speaking to you right now, we just have 13 slots left because we're supposed to close out this by today, but we're going to give like consensus. So it's not about, oh, when is the discount going to end? We just have 13. Once the 13 is complete, we revert back to the normal pricing. So I would highly recommend that you go ahead to lock in your slots as soon as possible. If you have the money to do that now, you can go ahead to lock in now. If you need me to clarify on any specific information, before you do that, please let's close that out because next week everybody's going into Christmas and New Year. So happy Merry Christmas and Happy New Year in advance. Okay. So I think that's about that. Next thing is the certificates. If you're looking at the certificates you are getting, it's not any shere certificates. It is an internationally recognized certificate by the American Council of Training and Development. So it's a certificate you can use anywhere in the world. So if you're looking to lock in your slots, all you need to do, my colleague has dropped the information in the chat. You can either make payment to the account details or you can make payment on the website. If you click on the first link, it will take you to the website. If you click on the second, if you want to lock in your slots, you lock in your slots with the account details. Okay. So that's about that. So if you are an organization and you want to train your staff in January, you want them to get started in the new year, learning about AI, you can go ahead to do that. Just, reach out to us. You can make payment on the website or you can pay through the account details. And once you're filling the information, you fill for the people that are registering for. If you're also looking to have corporate trainings that is not AI related, we also offer soft skills training as well. Okay. So I think that's about that. I'm just going to go back to this page. For those who want to lock in their slots, just make your payment to the account details and fill the form. Okay, so right about now, I'm going to give room for questions. If you have any questions, it could be about the presentation, the courses, anything you need me to clarify on. Now would be a good time to, ask your question. You can either raise your hand and then I'll, ask you to unmute, or you can drop your question in the chat and I'll pick up your question from there. I would have a conversation. Okay, so if you have a question, please, now is a good time to talk. We have over 38 people that have stayed with me right about now. Okay, I can see Yeti. Yeti's hand is raised, so let me give you access to speak. Okay, let's see. Yeti. Okay. 1 second. Let me get back to my main screen.
Okay.
Okay, can you speak now?
Yes, I can. Good evening, Madam Treasurer.
All right, good evening.
You say that I always try my best. Just for me to just keep myself abreast. I missed
Absolutely.
the presentation again today for the
You missed it again?
Yes, I did. Because of all this festive something, so I came back from work a little bit late.
Okay.
So please, they should the recorded section of it, because I really love to see the guy's presentation.
Okay. Yeah.
And most of the presentations that I miss, that either yourself or Mr. Sulaiman always promise that I will see the video. I have not seen any.
You
I
can
don't see
actually
any of them. And I sent message on WhatsApp to I think maybe the admin, and they will tell me that they will send it. They don't send it, and it's bad. Don't
So
send
sorry
it.
about that. So
Yes.
sorry about that. So,
Yeah.
you can actually get it by yourself. All you need to do is just come to our YouTube page. So if you come to
Okay.
YouTube page, you'd always see all the recordings are here. So can you see my screen? Just, I hope I'm sharing
Yes,
it
I
correctly.
can. I
Yeah.
can. I can.
Yeah, so this is Mohammed's session. This is,
Okay.
Chukwuemeka's session, Abdullah. This is my session. Any session that you're looking for, just come to the YouTube page. You will see the
Okay.
record. So once it's uploaded, you can always watch it here, because any link they're sending you is still this YouTube page. It's redirected.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. 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 So I'll just type in 10 analytics business.
Business, yes, and to
Okay.
show up.
Okay. Thank you very
Okay.
much.
All right. Yeah, I guess you've registered, correct? I think I remember you.
Tete. I'll be joining the January's cohort.
Okay.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
Can't wait to have you in the session too. Okay. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on to the next person, Xiaomi. I don't know who that is. I've given you access to unmute. Please go ahead with your question. Hi, Xiaomi, are you there? Xiaomi, are you there? Your hands are raised. If you're speaking, I can't hear you. Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Okay, yeah, please go on.
Good evening. My
Hi,
name
good
is
evening.
Philip. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Hi, Philip.
can this AI be used in the area of engineering, let's just say electrical, ICT areas? I don't know. Can they be used?
Okay. Absolutely. You guys are the ones that are going to benefit from it more. Yeah, let me just close up some tabs, see if you many tabs. Okay, if you're coming to the page, you would see AI automation engineer. All right, I'm just gonna mute you because I'm getting feedback. Okay, so if you're coming to the page, AI automation engineering, like I mentioned earlier, it is not limited to one industry to the other. For AI, if you're looking at engineering end to end, what are those things that you are doing on a day-to-day basis? Oh, you're working in electrical engineering. What are the activities that you have done that are repetitive that you can use AI to do? Whether you are looking into analyze certain information, or when you are calculating things like power watts for different machineries, how can you use artificial intelligence into that process to get you accurate data? So one of the main core process of AI automation engineering is research. If you want to use it for research, you can use that for, you can use it for that. If you want to use it to send out information to your clients at the end of the day, you can use AI for that. Okay, so AI automation engineering will be a better pathway for you to go, because even in ICT, like I was mentioning to the other when I was doing my presentation, is if you want to build a website from scratch without writing one dot of code, you can use AI to do that at the end of the day. So that is why it is very much important that it's not fixed to the industry. It is what you want to use it for that will determine what works for you. Does that answer your question? You say your name was Philip? I don't know if you heard that.
Yes, it does. It does.
Okay. So if you're looking to locate, do you have any other question?
Not really. Where is the location of the training, the training venue?
The training is virtual, 100% virtual. So it's going to be on Google. So let me just close out the screen. If you are looking to get started on the program, we are making use of Google Classroom. And one of getting feedback. Please, can you mute your mic? I'm getting feedback.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so classes are always going to, where is that down coming from? Okay. Okay, so the classes are 100% virtual. So all you need to do is when you have a class, if you're going for AI automation engineering, you see that it's already, okay, this is for 2026. If you are going for AI automation engineering, one thing we use up is the Google Classroom or WhatsApp. Okay, so we have a WhatsApp group that will ensure that you have conversations with different individuals with the facilitator. So classes are going to be on here. Once you have your live class on Saturday and on Sunday, the classes are always recorded. All the resources will be housed in this classroom. So if you are looking at the recording, if you miss a class and you want to watch what happened, you can go through the recording. And this is lifetime access to the recording. You go, you watch the information. If you have any questions, you can either reach out to your facilitator personally. Oh, I have a question. I did not understand this. I did not understand that. We'll do that. We also have what we call our technical support session that happens on Tuesdays by 8:30. So if you miss the class Saturday, Sunday, you have Tuesdays to come and ask questions. If you're not still comfortable with that, you want to say one-on-one, oh, you book a call with the facilitator and he assists you on that. But the classes are going to be live classes, Saturdays and Sundays. But for adventure, you have any issues, you have anything that you want the individuals to clarify on, then would have sessions with you personally to ensure that you are able to get to your desired goal at the end of the day. Does that answer your question? Are you still there? Okay. I don't know if you can speak.
I'm here. I'm here. It does. It does.
Okay, so I would really recommend that you go ahead to lock in your slots. The discounts, let me go back to my screen. I would really recommend that you lock in your slots. And why is that? It's because we have limited numbers. Out of 40 last week, we just have 13. So if you have 50K, you can lock in your slot today, and then you're looking to balance by end of January, February. I don't know if that works for you.
Of course, it works.
Okay, so you just need to make payment to the account details on the chat. Once you do that, just send a message to the number. That's Janet's number, and she will assist you on the next step. Okay?
Okay, no problem.
Okay. What did you say your name is again?
Philip.
Hello?
Philip. Yes.
Okay. Okay. All right, Philip. Please also ensure, did you fill the attendance form so that we can also send you the
I
recording?
filled it. I'm done filling it.
Okay. All right. So if you have any issues, whether making payments and you still need to clarify on something, during the course of conversation, you can also still raise your hand. Okay.
No problem.
All right. Thank you,
I got
Philip. Okay. So let's move on. I can see Ola's hand raised. Please, if you have any question, either raise your hand or drop your question in the chat. Ola, please go on. I've given you access to unmute.
Hello, good evening, everyone.
Hi, Ola. Hi, good evening.
Yeah, thank you so much for the wonderful presentation. I quite appreciate it. In fact, your presentation has practically answered all my questions because I've practically enrolled in so many classes, and they promise so many juicy components like this. But at the end of the day, you will not get it. I just finished one last year talking about LinkedIn, the way you broke down that LinkedIn section and so on, getting a job and so on. Up till now, I was one calling them. When will I get that LinkedIn, this thing work up for me to be able to apply for job? So, but when I see you guys coming up, so I want, mine is not actually a question, but to just affirm that you should please keep to all these promises and making us a job ready and so on like that. It will be so wonderful. And it will help us to recommend you the more than this. Thank you.
I truly appreciate that, and that's something that we really pride ourselves on. So if you go to Tenantix Business right about now, our post is not even top 5. The posts you will see are from our students, and that's one thing that we ensure. If we have, Dankers would have dropped off this call. What we tell you is you need to post on LinkedIn. You need to optimize your LinkedIn, and it's not a joking situation. If you don't work on your projects, you will not get your certificates. It's as simple as that. And you think it's us being harsh. Oh, you paid money, I should get your certificate. No, we're not giving you a free certificate if you don't work for it, because it's your money, but you essentially need to work for it. And that's the only way you can get the skills. That's the only way you can be job ready at the end of the day. Because I've interviewed a number of people when it comes to your project portfolio. Oh, tell me about what you worked on. And you get very flimsy questions or information. And these people have top certificates from, different organizations. So that is why it is very, very important to us as an organization that you optimize your LinkedIn, you optimize your CV. Okay, the first thing that you will kick off in this situation, you have a career professional that will run through your CV end to end. I have seen some interesting CVs. That's why I am a career professional myself, and I work strictly with project managers. But looking at it on a detailed level, we're going to ensure that we go through that process. And then if you don't, at the end of the day, if you don't go through all this, we refund you your money. It's as simple as that. This is fully recorded. So if you don't go through that process, you can come back and say, oh, you mentioned this at this point. You did not stick to your words. You get your money back. That is pretty much the flow. Well, I don't know if this works better for you. If that's fine by you, you can, proceed to register for the program. Do you know which of them you're interested in taking? Hi, Ola, are you there? Okay. Hi, Ola.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yes.
Yeah, I put in for AI automation engineer.
Oh, have you registered or you are just registering now?
But I made a commitment today. So
okay.
Before end of the year, everything will be sorted out. But I've made a commitment today. So I really want to.
Okay, so please just all right. So please just send a message to that number or fill in. Did you fill the form? The form to upload your
Yes, I did.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
Thank you.
Okay, if there's any further clarification that you need, Janet would assist you on that, okay?
It's all right. All right. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. Yeah. Okay, so I can see some questions in the chat. If you still have any questions, you can go ahead to raise your hand and then I'll take up your questions. Well, let me go to the chat because I can see some questions. Let's scroll all the way up. Kicking off from the first aspect, Daniel, I think I've talked on the AI healthcare and public health data analytics. So it's just you having health data and you're still going to follow the typical flow of making use of AI to analyze and generate insights on that aspect. I don't know if Daniel is still on the call. So moving on to Oluseun. So she said, or he said, how much is the cost of the course? So it depends on the one that you are going for. If you are going for AI automation engineering, all the courses, their original amount is 200,000 naira. So if you're coming back to me, even maybe next week or 2 weeks from now, say, Treasure, I want to register. It might not be the same price. That's why I'm very big on these discounts. I don't want you to come back and you would have paid 80,000, you'd have paid 100,000, and you're paying 200,000. So the discounted price for now is 100,000 naira for AI automation engineer and 80,000 naira for any of the generative AI program. When I say any, I don't mean 80,000 naira for all four, but 80,000 naira for generative AI for DA. If you are going for HR, 80,000. If you're going for BA, 80,000. Project manager, 80,000. And if you want to go for more than one course, you want to take one course in one cohort and take another course, you can still go ahead to do that. Okay. You can just, make past payments for both of them or make full payments for both of them, as the case may be, and you are able to benefit from the program at the end of the day. So if you are going for the installments plan, you pay 50,000 naira for AI automation engineering. That's the first installment. You just use it to lock in your slot now so that you're not paying 200,000 naira later. 50,000 naira now, and then 50,000 naira by the end of January or first week in February. So that's the flow for AI automation engineering. But if you are going for any of the generative AI courses, okay, all you need to do is pay 40,000 naira now and 40,000 naira by end of January or first week in February. So that would be the other way to secure your slots as soon as possible. Okay. So these are the different methods, and this is how you can go ahead to register. So once you've made payments, Janet has dropped the link in the chat for you to fill. Once you fill that form, you are fully sorted and good to go. Okay. So Oluseun, I hope that answers your question if you are still on the call. Hi Oluseun. Let me see if I can still see him or her here. Okay, Oluseun, if you are good, you can give me a thumbs up. You can type yes, and so on and so forth. Okay. Let me move on to the next person's question. We have Stella. Please, are the classes recorded? I'm asking this because if I register for the January course, I likely will go for service and be absent for. Yes, Stella. I don't know if you saw me showing the Google Classroom. So the classes are always recorded, and you have lifetime access, not even one or two. You have lifetime access to the recording. So that's why it's very important for us that even if you have like any life issues or celebrations or things like that, when you come back, you can always watch your recordings at the end of the day. So Stella, I would really implore you to lock in your slots like now for any of the programs, and then you are good to go when you come back in January to take your the particular course that you're looking at going. Stella, I don't know if this answers your question. If it does, you can drop a yes in the chat. You can give me a thumbs up so that I know that you are fully on the program. Okay, so moving on to the next person's question. Hello, please, do you have specific training? We don't have specific training, but AI automation engineer, the tools you're going to be working with, you can apply it in AI, healthcare and public health data analytics, or you can go for generative AI for data analysis, as that is more streamlined to the data profession. And then you can now streamline to whether healthcare, public health analysis, as the case may be. Okay, Daniel. So please just go ahead to lock in your slots, 40,000 naira now, and you're good to go. Funny enough, there's another method that actually works, okay? So the method that works would be, even if you don't have 50,000, even if you don't have 40,000 naira, but you have 25,000, you have 20,000 naira for generative AI, you pay 25,000 naira now, you do your festive season, you enjoy, you spend all that money. And then before January 10th, you either balance 25 or 20,000 naira, you are still able to kickstart your program. So we make the payments plan as flexible as possible. So you can go through all these different means to ensure that you are locking your slot. Discounts, I see that, what's his name? Ola has made payments. So now we have 12 slots left. And let me just confirm if there are any other payments coming in. Okay, so we see there's still another payments now. So we just have 11 slots left. And this is how the slots will wrap up. And then you're coming back, you are paying 200,000 naira. It does not make any sense. I would not even be happy if that was me. So that is why it is very important that you are locking in your slots as soon as possible. Okay, so before I move on to the next question, I can see Don Victor's hand raised. So I'm just going to ask you to unmute. Please go ahead with your question. Hi, Don Victor. Please go ahead with your question.
Yeah. Thank you very much for this session. My question is, I'd like to know how promising project management is, because I did a course on project management with University of Washington. That was 2 years ago, but I've not been able to do anything with it. I further did a course on project management with another institution, but I don't know. I don't know. So I'm meant to understand that you are into project management. And then if I am able to incorporate artificial intelligence into my project management skill, how promising will it be? Thank you.
Fantastic. Yeah, I think that's a good question. Um, I want to throw back some questions to you, but then let's just leave that on the side. If you've done courses, it's one thing to do courses, it's another thing to have projects that are backed up by your name, so to say. When I started in project management space, I did my PMP, I did all the necessary certification. I wasn't getting any jobs. I was applying like a crazy person. I wasn't getting any jobs. And then I realized it's not just to have certificates, it's not just to take courses. Another thing is, oh, what projects have you done? Because when I go on interviews, one of the questions they will ask me is, okay, walk me through your projects where you had this issue, that issue, and what were your next step? And then I realized that it goes beyond just learning. Learning is just one aspect to it. And that's why, apart from training you, we look at you having the skill sets. So the skill set is the different projects you work on. You told me, oh, Treasure, they're not giving me jobs. So how am I going to get jobs on, to work with? This is where freelancing comes to play. This is where volunteering comes to play. You think that, oh, you're volunteering and you're just, wasting your skills, but it is you actually amassing knowledge, backing experience, because that's where it's going to start. You can volunteer for different types of projects. A lot of volunteer projects roles to start off with. Another thing is, what's your presence on LinkedIn like? I post 3 times a week. That's the worst thing. I have to wake up in the morning and say, oh, I'm an AI projects manager. These are the tools I work with. It is annoying, but I do it with joy sometimes because I know the end game is, oh, I'm working towards a plan. Because when I reach out to what's the CEO of a company, because I'm still into partnerships, I'm reaching out to the CEO of a company. They are going to take a look at my profile. What have I done so far? What is the evidence that I'm a project manager? And this is when somebody will now respond to, okay, let's have a conversation. You apply for roles on a day-by-day basis, but you just leaving that application. Okay, being a career coach, I know that you don't just apply and call it a day. You have to send messages to top individuals in that organization. Oh, I'm messaging a CEO. The last role I got in a marketing company in Canada. How did I get it? I applied for the role. I messaged the founder. Oh, hi, I looked through your website. These are some of the issues. Here is a 2-year, what they call it now. Here is a 2-year delivery plan on how we can help you improve. I went step by step on that document. I attached a long video explaining it. And then I said, okay, we can get on a 15 minutes call so I can walk you through the process. And he got on the call with me. And I didn't just stop at being a project manager. I was made head of growth. I came off as project. That is what I applied for. But I was able to grow without even actually working in that space. So what really separates you from all the people that are applying? You have to be pursuing these opportunities I would say like your life depends on it, but you need to show that there's a difference between you and others. So that is why it's not just for you to apply and say, oh, I've not been getting jobs. I don't know what your case is because I didn't get the story, but I'm just going to say it as like majority of the issues I've heard people say. So that is why we focus on not just learning AI. AI would help you because an AI project manager and a typical project manager, they don't end the same. But AI would help you as an added layer of skill that you have. But what would really get you those roles is actually implementing things you've worked on. You need to have your portfolio set up. You need to be applying on a day-by-day basis. You need to reach out to individuals. You need to improve your network. Your network is your LinkedIn profile. You need to optimize that. So that is the other spectrum that would need to really push you to get that job that you're looking for. So Don Victor, I don't know if this has helped you so far in, understanding maybe where you are at and some of the things you need to be looking at. And we're also going to be showing you all this in the class. Victor, I don't know if this is clear or if you still need me to break it down some more.
Yeah, it's clear. Thank you.
Yeah, so you can just go register for AI for project managers, and during the course, we'll be showing you how to implement your skill sets and some of the other AI tools that you've been working with so far. These are some of the issues that you've been facing and how we can help with that. Okay? Hi, Victor. Are you there? Okay. I don't know if Victor can still hear me. Can anyone still hear?
Yeah, thank you. I heard you.
All right, fantastic. Okay, so going back to the charts, let me see if there are any other questions that I've not touched on. I would like to build a chatbot for health safety for if you're looking to build a chatbot, the best pathway for you is AI automation engineer. So all you need to do is go, I don't know who this is. This is just a lot of numbers or name. Please go ahead to lock your slots for AI because that's part of what we're learning in AI automation engineer, how to create a chatbot. Good thing is for Tenalytics business, we have a WhatsApp bot that we have even sold as a product to other people. So if you're looking at, if you go to our groups, if you came here from a group, you see that there is something that tags you. It is not us, it is a chatbot. And that chatbot can also send you a direct message with files, with pictures, with messages. These are things that you can do by yourself for your own company, for your business. But all you need to be looking at is how to create it, what workflows you're working with. And then at the end of the day, you're able to connect different AI agents to different API, whether it's Telegram, whether it's WhatsApp, or a chatbot for your website that you've created. So these are the things we're going to be teaching you in AI automation engineer. I don't know who this is because there is no name, but yeah, I hope I've been able to answer your question. So moving on, are the AI free or we need to subscribe for continuous usage? So typical AI tools you're going to be working with, they are free versions, but you know that still comes with limitation. So at the first aspect, you might have a 14-day free trial that gives you access to all the benefits of the particular AI tool. But as you go, you would need to subscribe to continue to use it. But it's nothing more than what, $15 to $20, and then you have your subscription all settled. Let's move on. Oh, Don Victor, I hope I've answered your question. How promising is project management? It's very promising, but you just need to be able to implement your skill sets, what you've learned, and this is what we'll focus on in the AI aspect. So you learn about AI tools, and then you also learn how to be job ready. So that is what we'll focus on that aspect as well. Daniel said he has gotten that. So Daniel, please go ahead to lock in your slots so that you'll be fully registered for the AI for data analysis. If you've made payment, please, if you make payment, don't just make payment and that's it. You need to fill the form or you send your receipts to the numbers that are attached so that you are able to assist you on what you need to do in your next steps. Okay, Daniel said he will start with data analytics. Please lock in your slots before you go and spend money on Christmas rice and chicken. Go and lock in your slots right about now. Okay, I don't see any other questions on the chat. I hope I've been able to do justice to everyone's questions here. There are some people that have not gotten any response or like Flo, if you have a question, staying up onto this point means you are interested or there's a reason why you're here. You can, either raise your hand or put your question in the chat. ITEL P673L, if you have a question, you can put it in the chat or you can raise your hand. King Cyrus, same to you. Learn French with me. That's interesting. You can learn French with AI, by the way. So you can create an entire Duolingo by yourself. So you can either put your question in the chat or you can raise your hand. MK Abiodun, Godwin, Olagoke, Amos, Samuel, Tokwe. If you have any question, I don't bite. You can ask your question. If you don't want to make payment but you have question, please, you can still ask your question. Everybody is free to ask their questions, okay? That being said, let me check where we are at with payments. Okay, so I think that's about that. Since I don't see any other questions, I think we can, call it a wrap here. So since there are no further questions, thank you so much, everyone, for joining in. It was a pleasure speaking to you. If you still need any further clarity, we also have our clarity session. If you don't want to talk here, we have our free clarity session where you'll be talking to a career professional, which is still me and my colleague, but either ways, we'll still have a conversation. You can drop your, okay. King Cyrus, how can I apply AI to my profession as an industrial engineer? I think that ties back. Someone asked how they can apply it to electrical engineer. So it still ties back to that. And my response is still going to be similar. So AI is going to be very strong when it comes to research processes. If you are looking to analyze data, you're an industrial engineer, you have different tools that you're working with. If you're looking to be able to calculate your data, analyze it, to be able to make decisions, you can use AI to achieve it at the end of the day. if it's coming into clients management, how you can use AI for that, AI can help you create a process. If you have a workflow that you do on a day-to-day basis as an engineer, you want to go and meet different clients, or your client itself is even flour mill. Let's say you're working with Flour Mill Peradventure as an industrial engineer. How can you understand, oh, this is where you need to service a particular equipment? How can you time it so you yourself, you don't even need to remember? These are repetitive tasks. If you want to be able to test certain aspects, you can create workflows for it. So AI automation engineer would be a very, very good fit for you, King Cyrus. So all you need to do, you'll be learning that end-to-end in the course as you take as time goes on. So just go ahead to lock in your slots, and then you get more information as time goes on. So that's about that, King Cyrus. Deborah, Janet, you can drop the free clarity session link. If you don't want to ask a question here, you can ask your questions on Clarity, and then somebody will be there to respond to you end to end. Okay. That being said, I think we can wrap up now. Thank you so much for staying with me till 10 p.m. West African time. It was really great speaking to each and every one of you. All 19 of you, please lock in your slots. I can't overemphasize that. The discount is it's very important for you to not miss out on that discount. It will be very heartbreaking. So lock in your slots, and then we would take it to the next step. Okay, that being said, thank you so much, everyone, and let's have an amazing rest of our day. Bye, everyone, and Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year if we don't get to speak to next year. Thank you, and bye for now.